Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Quote the Raven Show. Thank you guys so much for joining again. Today, we have another amazing guest today that I'm super excited to introduce you to. These guys are phenomenal. They've got some new work coming out, and I'm really excited to introduce them to you. Say hi, guys.
Right.
This is Till Death End Us All. Guys, introduce yourselves and tell us what you do in the band.
Wait, Cliff. I'm Cliff, bass player. I'm Jason, guitarist.
I'm Mike, and I play guitar and backing vocals.
And we take turns with backing vocals quite a bit.
which is good because I think it adds a lot of dynamics when you have different vocalists in the group and able to add those layers. It's obviously, especially in a live performance, that really does. Because you can, as a singer, you can dub over yourself and things like that in the studio, but you can't really do that live.
Right.
So as for like the main vocals, would that be you, Mike, or kind of who did?
No. Sarah is our main vocal, our lead vocals. She's not here, obviously, but she had some family, family stuff or whatever going on. So.
And that's something that I wanted to talk about. I'm super excited for you guys. She's a female vocalist that has an amazing sound. You guys are right now recording some songs. I wish I could show you all exactly who they are, but you never know. It might pop up in another re-airing of this interview. So, but Sarah, she just joined you guys how long ago?
Yeah, a couple months.
Yeah, months ago. Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome, and she's really a phenomenal vocalist, and so I'm really excited to see what she does with you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna like it, I think.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's pretty awesome.
So
yeah, I'm not boasting or anything.
Right? Yeah, you're not biased.
She has an amazing voice, and what she does with our music is very awesome. So.
And and I think that's one of those things when you just kind of meet up with somebody, because you never quite know, but there's always just something in that moment or situation where it just clicks, where you just go, something's here, something
right.
is here. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. The magic's happening.
Exactly. Well, I had to create my magic with my band members. I just tied them up in a basement, fed them some water and bread. I mean, at least I fed them,
Right.
And then they finally subdued to what I wanted, But they're okay with it now. They freely do it.
Yeah.
So tell the audience a little bit about who you are as a band and what the name means. Till Death End Us All. Explain kind of the meaning behind that.
No, of course.
Let's see. Basically, for me, we may all have our own, little take on what it personally means to us. So for me, it's pretty self-explanatory, obviously, but it's very relatable, and so that's why one reason why I like it so much, because everybody can relate to it, and you can use so many different concepts with it, and it's just kind of wide open for interpretation as well, and a lot of different subject matter that we have. It's just all different, Each song sounds completely different than the last. So
yeah, I love that too. And
yeah.
I've known you guys for a little while, and I think that the thing is that you guys really have some dynamics as musicians. It's really it's in a way there's a lot of tech. It's really cool because it's got a lot of technicality to it, but at the same time it's relatable. So you guys do that very, very well, because it's one of those things that, like, I guess, if you out there are musicians, you already know, like, it's real easy to be able to just get up there and just play something that is catchy. But if you were to pull something that was technical with catchy, you've just formulated a formula that so many musicians try to do. So
right, 7 notes and make it jam.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
I know. I just had this. my band members are crazy. They are. I'm just going to say that right now. We have a very dark, raw sense of humor. But we were out on the porch practicing. You know, we just get on acoustic guitars and things like that. Do you guys do that too? Just kind of just jam out on little things here and there? Or?
We jam out in our jam shed that we have, and we have a pretty awesome. Jason has an awesome spot that we rehearse in.
We got good air conditioning, and we've got wasps also. So.
Yeah, we have wasps right now. They're visiting, but
well, that's a brutal take.
It keeps us alert.
Right.
The meaning of the band name to me is "Till Death Ends Us All." Means we won't give up. We're just throw us in the fire. We're not going until we die. We're keeping on. So hell with the wasps. You know, we're playing.
Right. What were those
dead wasps on the floor?
Like killer bees or something like that coming over here? No, hornets. Killer hornets. Is that what that was?
Yeah, they're not those. They're red wasps, I believe.
I'm telling you.
Still,
it sure hurt.
and I'm allergic, so
yeah.
Oh no, yeah, that's not good.
He's really risking his life practicing.
Yeah. So I mean, that's just my dedication. It's not gonna keep me down. You know what I mean?
Right. It's not good. Yeah. I tell you, this 2020 has been interesting. I think for most musicians. Tell the audience kind of like what has this meant for you guys, and you know where you're at, and you know kind of let them know, you know, how this has affected you.
Okay, so we have a lineup change. Cliff and I were in the last lineup together as well, and we had gotten some new members in, and so we're just kind of working. You know, we just been working really hard, you know, and doing what you have to do to you know, play out and, you know, take those steps and all that. So so we just been jamming a lot, really.
This quarantine really helped us come together.
It did. It helped us out a lot, actually, because it forced us to really focus on the music, and you know, and then the live show. Well, we've had time to do little bits of some visuals, let's just say, and I can't give it away. You got to come to the show to see it, but it's definitely a spectacle to see, for sure.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's been something that we've been trying to do too, is, you know, because like when we first started, I had this really cool projector, and we were able to have these cool slides behind us and do like kind of a theatric, and we even had, you know, a couple of dancers, and even like Death himself on stage. It was a lot of fun. But as you know, as a band, like when you start to tour and, you know, go out, it's very difficult to have those people with you, because a lot of times, unless you have the funds to be able to pay them to go with you, as a new band, you just don't.
Right.
So, you know, then our projector, my projector that I first had, it actually got stolen, and so then there went our slides. So we've been working up to getting a really cool projector that has like, it could be right behind the drummer, and it could just straight up. And I was like, that's what we need. That way it's not in the way. You can set up anywhere. Yeah. So.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's, I guess we can't really get that away.
That's top secret information.
Yeah, we do have some top secret.
Got some surprises.
Yeah,
that's awesome. I'm excited to see everything. So, and this is the reason why I say that is because we're going to be doing the show with you. And I'll go ahead and put this flyer up here. This is actually going to be on the 19th. So this is literally just in a few days. So all of you in Missouri that's been hitting us up, wanting to know when we're coming back to Missouri. here you go. You can thank these boys right here. They're the ones that reached out to us to say, you know, hey, can you guys play the show? So we're going to be packing up and heading your way. So definitely come to the show. It's going to be on the 19th. And this is at the, what is this? The by the water tower, right? So what exactly is this?
It's outside. It's outside, so you'll see. I mean, you can't miss it.
Right.
It's an outside free show for people that's ready to just rock out again. Because we've had enough.
and this is your debut show, right?
Right.
Yeah. With the new singers.
With this one.
That is awesome. Yeah, and this is bring your own beer, right?
That's right.
Or whiskey.
That's right.
Or whatever other substance that makes you feel good.
Exactly.
Yep. Make it as easy as possible.
Right. Now there should be a lot of fun. I think we've been cooped up for like 6 months. 6 months since everything really shut down. So and the sad part about this is that us as musicians, we are literally the very first ones to be shut down.
Right.
Yeah. We're not essential.
Yeah,
we're not essential. Well, and one thing I can say, like there's a big fight right now between like the kids, like they'll let the elementary schoolers go back to school, but they won't let the middle schoolers or the high schoolers go back. And all the sports and everything is shut down. And we got some kids, this is their senior year. This is their year to prove who they are, to get scholarships and things like this. And for some kids, like for us, music was always my thing, right? But if I got shut down to where I possibly could have gotten a scholarship to go to college because of this, and man, that I can't even imagine, that'd be the same thing for these kids that are in sports, and I feel so sad for our kids, because not only just for this reason, but it's
that they have to deal with it at all.
Exactly. I feel bad for all of us, but at the same time, these kids, they don't know what's going on per se. They're just like, why can't I see my friends, or why can't I go back to school? It's crazy. Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, it's time for it to all be over with. And I think if all of us musicians stand up and just go against this whole thing, I mean, there's no telling what can happen, but we've got to get together.
We do. We do. And I mean, I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for this, but it'll be over November 3rd, maybe.
Oh, hey, by the way, no masks are required for the show.
Yes.
If somebody chooses to wear one, that's their own choice.
Right.
But you don't have to.
Right. Well, I think that's the thing. Like, I mean, we're in music. We see masks being used on stage constantly, but at the same time, they're only being on for an hour, maybe at the most hour and a half. So, that's another topic.
It is. We're all born free, so yeah, whatever you want to do, you do.
Right? Yeah. Exactly. Well, so let's talk a little bit about who's all going to be on this show. So we've got Joey Evans. He's going to come on and do kind of an acoustic set, correct?
That's correct, yeah. He's got a few songs he's going to throw out there. He's got some more band members that's coming with him. I'm not sure what their band's name is going to be, but it'll probably be a debut for them also.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
They really wanted to open it up for us, and he's a good guy, great guys. I've played music with him a couple of times, and they tried to talk me into this time, but no, we're busy with something else. So we'll see. You never know.
Right. No, I understand. That's awesome. And then we have actually, which will be kind of cool. We have a rapper going to be coming in, and right after Joey, and which is called "We Are Royalty." So that should be really fun. We actually did a rap metal show down in Tulsa, which was a lot of fun. At first, this was, I think, the first one I really did like this. It started off with a few rappers, and then it went to a horror. I never say that word right. Horror or horror, whatever. Yeah. Rapper, and he did like some heavy metal with it. It was just really cool. And then we had a Irish punk band right before us. It was insane. Like music was all over the place genre wise. So, but it was so much fun. It was a lot of fun.
That's a good thing. That we were just talking about this the other day. Cliff and I were talking about this. That it's very important to do to mix the genres because not everybody has a taste for metal. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so if you can give them a little something, if you can give them a little something different, you know what I mean?
Well, here's the deal. If you can pull them out there with their music and then they get to hear metal, maybe they might change their mind about it.
Exactly. Well, and it's just like with our fan base, like a lot of people, they'll hear maybe one of my harder songs and they'll be like, oh, that's, I'm not really into that raw Cookie Monster stuff. That's how they put it, and then, then they'll hear one of my softer songs and go, that's not you. And I'm like, oh, yes, it is.
Right. Yeah. And see, we're quite diverse as well. So these songs are the same songs that we've been playing this past year. So the songs have not changed, but like everything, like the structure wise, but they've all added their own spin and their own take on these songs. Mm-hmm. And like I said, each song is completely different from the last, and that's one thing that I personally strive to do because you have to be original. You know what I mean? You can't
absolutely.
You can't be a copycat band or any of those kind of things because you're not going to go anywhere.
Yep.
And so you just have originality is key factor in a major point to music in general.
Oh, absolutely. It's even, I think for me, it's the same way with I'm okay with people doing covers as long as you create something that's your own along with it. Like if you expand on that and you can make a cover better than the original cover or something that people go, oh my God, wow, I never thought of it in this way. Or you could hear it in this way, and they, it's a pleasing to the ear, or, well, I think Marilyn Manson's pleasing to the ear, so whatever your pleasing to the ear is, okay?
We've talked about doing a cover, and so we've been throwing some ideas out there, and we haven't decided on anything, but, so that'll be, that's also top secret, but that's also, we'll let that cat out of the bag when it happens.
Yeah, that's awesome though. That's awesome. So after that, then of course we'll be going on, and then Death by Zombie. So tell me a little bit about the type of music they play.
Well, Death by Zombies, they kind of tap into that Halloween thing.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
That's the singer. That's his favorite holiday.
Yep.
I've known these guys for years. I went to high school with two of them, and they're just good people. I mean, they're easy to get along with. They're incredible musicians.
They're heavy.
They're a heavy metal band.
That's awesome. I love that. So do they dress up and all that fun stuff because they're kind of
they wear masks and stuff. It's pretty awesome to see.
That's awesome. Yeah. See, and I think that's the cool part about being able to perform. This is the appropriate time to wear a mask.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to get off that subject. Anyway, let's move on. So after that, of course, it's going to be you guys. So tell the audience a little bit about your sound and what to kind of expect from you.
So like I was saying, it is definitely a spectacle to see. So, we have great stage presence, and then, the things that I can't discuss, you'll just have to come to the show. But so we have some visual treats for everybody, and it's pretty cool that way. And then, we just like to rock out, man, and just have a good time. And
I think one of the main things that changed with us was, as far as the sound was concerned, was the addition of Jason and the way that he plays. Coming from a cover band to an original music band, it made a difference. And then the addition of our singer being female, they can sing, and so that made a dramatic difference in the way we sound.
We're heavy but melodic at the same time.
But didn't water us down.
Yeah. I am so excited to hear some of this new music. I know that we've talked a little bit about a couple of the songs that you guys are trying to record right now and get out there. So let's talk a little bit, just so the audience has an opportunity to look forward to a couple of these new things that are going to be coming out. And if we get an opportunity to re-air this interview, I will throw in those amazing songs. So let's talk about the first one. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say that's awesome. Go ahead.
Perception was a song. Was a concept. The concept of that song. I was comparing 1969 Woodstock to now.
Oh wow. Okay.
And take it without actually coming out and saying it. But back then in 1969, they had some other civil rights issues going on.
Mm-hmm.
They also had, the Vietnam War was going on also. They were protesting that.
Mm-hmm.
But they weren't discriminating against people. There wasn't anybody burning down buildings.
Right.
Just going through all that, everybody gathered together for music and to have a good time.
Right. Yeah, and I think that's important.
The comparison to that is now, people have reasons why they do things, and when they don't like something, we have the right to protest and assemble.
Sure.
But we have to do that in a way that's lawful
and not hurting society in general. Yeah, I absolutely agree with that.
So that's the difference between then and now, is that race is at the top of the list.
Mm-hmm. Which it shouldn't have been. Everybody was cool. Everybody didn't have any issues. And then all of a sudden, now we have issues? Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what perception's about. Everything around you is what you perceive it to be.
Yeah.
So the perception of our world today, as opposed to 1969.
I was just talking to another lead singer of a really big band that we kind of think the same way. We're on the same level with thought process, and that was something we talked about. And I said, it seems like what was good is now bad, and what you perceive to be right is now wrong, and anything just or moral or of value is now perceived as nothing. And it's like, how did this get so far reversed? Where are we going if we continue in this thought process? What's going to happen to our kids? What's going to happen to their kids if we're allowing perception of something that is literally twisting the values of what this America even stood for in the first place?
Right. And also, the song is about picking you up, standing together.
Yeah, because literally, like, things were fought. I get Robert E. Lee. Fine, take it down, whatever. But you're gonna go after, like, some of these presidents that helped with so many races, free them, and you're gonna tear down their statues. Why?
I think a lot of people need a history lesson.
Yeah.
It's all description.
Well, and that's the thing. If you take away the history, it will repeat itself.
Without being too political about that.
I know. I should not do that.
Some people do need to go back and read American history. Instead of sterilizing it, we need to learn it.
Yeah.
So we don't repeat it.
Yeah, I struggle with this. I really do, boys, because I want to just, like, say exactly what I want to say, but if I do that, then I'm probably going to be ostracized.
No, we agree with that. We get it.
We get it, Constantine.
Yeah, it's hard because, as a creative musician, that's what you do. You talk about issues and problems and these are big, so you obviously want to really say what you want to say, but at the same time, it's like, because, like, I have to worry about not just myself and my own beliefs, but my band members. How's this going to affect them? You know what I mean? How's this going to affect my family? How's this going to affect? I mean, it's not even a fear issue. It's not about coming out. It's more of a understanding what this is truly going to do and how far it could go against maybe the people you love or the members of your band. And what's crazy is that it blows my mind how there's literally only one right side that you have to be on, and that if you think any other way, then you are so completely wrong. It's like, wait a minute, how did that become a thing?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Part of the division, I think, it's part of their, the division that, to keep people divided and keep people in fear, and because then they can be controlled that way. So
don't pay attention to the right hand as the left hand destroys you.
Right. Well, at some point here, we definitely will be playing Perception.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about this next one. This is Choke on Glass. All right, I'm eager to hear the reason behind this one.
So this one, it was I wrote this song a few years ago, and I didn't really do anything with it. Just kind of sat there, and so I brought it up, and we just started playing it and everything like that. But the title, I called it then because I was in a really bad relationship at the time, and I got screwed over pretty hard, and cheated on and whatever, and so that's what that song is really about. It's pretty much self-explanatory as well on that.
Yeah, no, I understand. I think we've all been through that.
And so it's very personal for me, because not only is the song title cool, but it just kind of stuck, and we didn't really, it wasn't really like, I didn't write the lyrics, so we kind of took that title and ran with it, and then it was my concept and my title. But as far as that, but I mean, so it's still, that's what it's about. It's just a relationship song. So, and we've all had bad ones, so we can all relate to that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's very melodic. There's a lot of emotion in that song as well, because there's a few different changes in it and stuff. So there's so many, it pulls you in different directions.
Yeah. From
melodic to just pissed off, really heavy, but then it's like, it has some really groovy bridges in there and stuff. So I mean, it's a fun song. It's not your standard, like, for when I write songs, I don't write them standard like verse, chorus, bridge, whatever. I'm kind of, because everybody does that. That's a standard, songwriting format that I try not to use as much as little as I can, because I want to be different as far as structurally as well.
Mm-hmm.
So not only is the content, relatable, but I think because the way the songs are structured, that, because it's not chaotic, you know what I mean? Like, it's very catchy.
It's orchestrated.
And it's orchestrated very well.
Yeah.
So, so that's about that song, really, and it's a fun one to play.
Yeah, sounds like it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to hear it. So if we do get that one, I will insert that here right now. All right,
Awesome.
Well, let's talk about this next one. This one is Born with Scars.
Yeah, Born with Scars, that's, in my opinion, that's the heaviest, angriest song we have as far as just rippage. But I wrote the song, it's about domestic violence against women and children. The children mainly, the Born with Scars, the moms are, pregnant with a baby during these domestic relationships. And it's basically a story about a kid growing up in it and having enough, and it's a whole story. It's actually a killer story. So, yeah, that's basically what the song is. It tells a story, and it's advocating, against domestic violence, because I'm against.
So is it one of those songs that, like, when you were writing it, did you already kind of have the story or video in your head, kind of the idea?
It actually came all down on the paper in about 15 minutes. I mean, it just came right through.
Yeah.
There was no work involved to it at all. It just came, and everything. I think I've changed one or two words to just make it easier for the singer to sing, because it's a really fast vocal song too. She's really struggled trying to get the lyrics out real fast, because it's a really fast, heavy song.
Gotcha. I gotcha. So
we've been working. You know, that's the thing too. I just wanted to quick say is that we play these. So we've played these songs with a different lineup, but they're structurally the same, but they're so different, and that's what's really also awesome about it, is because, like I said, everybody puts their own twist on it, and we're different musicians, different people, so they're gonna play different, obviously, but it's just fresh and it's new, even though we've been playing them for a year, and I've been playing them longer, but they're still brand new to everybody else.
Right.
So,
and I think that's so cool how, like, and you guys just experienced this. You probably already knew, but, like, when you do get, like, a new singer, the singer can make or break a song, like, literally. Like, you can have one singer on the same song, same musician wise, the same song,
right?
And then you take this other singer over here and put that on that same song, whole different way.
Yep.
It makes it a completely different song. It's incredible how that happens.
It really is, because not only have I got to listen through the changes from last year till now, which is a really it's an honor and a very tasty treat, because to be able to witness your own change, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We've got a new drummer.
And Cliff and I are the original members in the band, but this is a completely new, revamped deal, and it's just better than ever. I can do it. Go ahead.
We need to give a shout out to our drummer Dalton. He is also a new member of this band. He came from another local band.
Yeah.
Did you have to put him in the basement too and feed him bread and water until he agreed, or no? Was that just me?
Yeah, we don't feed him much.
Yeah.
He seems more angry if he don't eat as much.
But he has it's challenging for him to be juggling family and job, and that is for everybody.
Yeah.
And he's got a pretty demanding job, and we're just grateful that he's able to be here when he can.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Great drummers are really, really hard to find. They really are.
Yeah, exactly.
I think one of the biggest things I've always heard, though, it's not necessarily the drum. I don't know about where you guys are, but like here, it's always been like a singer or finding a bass player, like that can actually play bass. I don't know if that's just like, because I've heard in some areas it's the drummers.
Yeah, we're still looking for a bass player, so.
No, I earned that one.
Yeah, he deserves that one. No, but I get what you're saying, though. Here it's like singers. It was really hard to find anybody. We tried someone out and it didn't really work out, and that happens.
Yeah.
You really don't know what sound you want until you hear it. That's the hard thing about it.
Well, I'm really, really looking forward to these songs, and I think it's really cool how to see the growth since I first talked to you guys. This has been
almost a year.
Almost, yeah. It's been a while, but to see the growth from you guys, it's incredible, and I'm really excited for the future for you guys. So, and like I said, I'm gonna, if we get these other songs, which I'm super excited to hear, I'm probably going to add some extra stuff, which I probably already have, if this is the second time you guys have seen this interview. because I know just from listening to your musicianship, I get excited. So if you guys are excited about some of these new additions, the singer, and all of this, and I'm sure it's going to be even just that much more explosive.
And it comes across in our live show too. I mean, like, this is our debut show, but I mean, we've been working on it. You know what I mean? So it's it comes across in our stage show and our presence, and that's very important as well. So.
Absolutely. So one more time, let's go ahead and talk about the show, which is going to be on the 19th of this month, September 19th. And this is going to be over in, I'm going to say it wrong again, Minden Mines?
That's right.
Oh,
you got it.
Look at me go. Minden Mines, Missouri. And it's going to be an outside show. So come, have a good time. It's going to be a BYOB. So absolutely. It's going to start at, what time do you think, guys?
7 o'clock.
7
o'clock.
7 o'clock. 7 o'clock. So be there in 2 and 2 at 7 o'clock.
We'll be hanging out there all day. So you want to come and drink some beers with us? That's cool too.
Yeah, the fire department, the local fire department is going to be selling barbecue, and I believe there's going to be food trucks and stuff too. And we're there's going to be bathroom facilities and even emergency personnel, since the fire department's going to be there cooking. So
that's awesome. That's awesome. I've always loved good food.
You never know when COVID might show up. So
yeah.
That's so elusive,
Yeah, it's going to be there at 2:02. That's what I heard.
I'm not trying to get you going, but I'm just saying.
2:02 a.m. Yes.
Say that again?
It's going to be there at 2:02 a.m. is what I heard.
Yeah, COVID doesn't come around here until after 2 a.m.
Yeah.
So we'll be good because we're leaving at 2, so it's all right,
Right.
Nice.
That's going to be a good time. We're super stoked.
Just keep your windows rolled up on the way home.
Right? Jeez. Got our masks that are made out of crochet. We're good.
Yeah, that's right. That's all you need.
So with you guys, see, how long have you guys been a band? When did you first form? What year?
So, I've been 2019. So, it was
June of 2019?
June.
Was it?
May. It was May.
Was it May?
Actually, it was like the end of May.
Well, it was only 3 of us at that point.
Right. Well, right. I mean, that's when we started this.
That's when it started up.
But yeah, we've just been going strong ever since. Even though there's trials and tribulations that happen through, along the way, but you just dust yourself off and get back on the damn horse,
Yeah, and I think it's been really tough for you too, guys. I mean, even though you guys have made the best of it, writing new music and things like this, you guys walked into this like, okay, because you got like your 6 months of let's form, let's do this, let's do that, and then boom, COVID hit you. And, it hit everybody, but at the same time, as a new band, I think it's a little harder, just because you're trying to get out there. You're a brand new band, but everything's kind of just pushed to the side a little,
And everybody's emotions are high, too. So during the beginning of this, when things were getting shut down and money was tight, and, we were pretty edgy in practices. There was a lot of arguments. It wasn't even our fault at all. It was just, daily life, and we'd bring that stress into the jam room with us, and we figured out how to deal with that. We turn the buttons on and just start open.
Right, and we just put all that emotion into this monster that's about to be unleashed.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, that's awesome. So as kind of a newer band, where can the audience, if once they've heard you, they're really into you guys, where do they go? Are you going to, once you have these songs recorded, are you going to put them on Spotify, or is there just?
We're going to do as much we're going to post as much and share it out as much as we can once we get the recording and we get to that point, we're gonna push this as hard as we possibly can.
Are you guys gonna, since you have like the 3, do you think you might do like maybe a demo first?
Well, it's been brought up. We're not really sure, and if it goes well, then probably. But I don't really know.
Yeah.
We haven't really discussed too in depth on that, but we just want to try to get out, three songs to be able to rotate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm hoping that you guys do like an actual music video for Born with Scars, because that story I would love to see. That. Yeah, that would be
a one too.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, all 3 of them.
Right, I gotta go grab my school. So.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Thank you for joining.
Oh.
I go get your kids.
We'll see you in a bit, man.
We'll wrap up and
How would you talk about him when he's
yeah. No,
Right. Well, we do need to kind of wrap this up here in just a few minutes, but I did want to talk with both of you about a couple of things. So with you guys being such kind of a newer band, even in just the short time that you guys have been together, have you guys had anything really, besides the COVID, strange happen to you guys, or any like funny situations that you go, oh my God, this one time?
Oh, and that's every rehearsal. But it's just a silly mess most of the time. We just.
There's no telling how, but we have so much fun together, we can't actually really get serious and work. That's our problem.
It's hard to be like, okay, guys, let's focus on the song. Stop cracking jokes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we're all just funny, silly dudes, and gals. So
yeah. Well, it's good that you guys can have fun during the practices too, and I think that's important, honestly. I understand there's some times that you got to be serious. Okay, listen, we only got this amount of time. We really got to just get it done. If you got the time.
We had that actually last night. It was a serious discussion and rehearsal, but it went really well. So it's all good.
Yeah.
We try not to even if there is an issue or an argument that happens, we try to handle it as adults and just not try to fly off the handle or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we're all very passionate about what we do and the direction that we all want to see this go.
Yeah.
And we know, and the potential is definitely there, talent-wise. We're all very talented at what we do, but it's just a lot of fun for the most part.
With passion comes aggression.
Yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely.
Natural.
And I've always had people ask me, you're a female, why are you screaming on stage? And I'm like, listen, if you had to deal with 5 kids, you'd be screaming too.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right, exactly.
And Sarah, so here's a little bit on Sarah, is that she comes from a different background than we do.
Mm-hmm.
So, we grew up with Pantera, Metallica, and all the heavy stuff like that and everything.
Right.
And just heavier bands for me that have followed that. But so for her, she comes from a Christina Aguilera world. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was as a female growing up, I was kind of a part of both. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And so with her, excuse me, sorry.
We got the Ronas.
So, yeah, it's not the Rona, I swear. But so, she has that style about her, and
she came in for audition and spit out Whitney Houston like it was not a problem.
Oh yeah,
wow.
And that's where we're like, we got to have this.
Oh wow.
She's saying, "I will always love you." Yeah, and you can. Not too many people can really honestly say that they can sing that song good.
On the fly.
Yeah.
And she just nails it. She's so good, and but it really complements us, musically, but also vocally too, because I do a lot of heavy vocals, and so.
Oh, I'm so looking forward to hearing this.
Yeah, and she just compliments me on my vocals, and then also Jason and Cliff with their vocals. So,
Oh, I love it.
and then we're working on a drummer, getting him in on doing some vocals as well. But you can't really focus on every single thing all at once
It'll
because
all
that's
fall
just
together. It all falls together eventually.
oh, it does.
Yeah.
And so that's just kind of where we're at with that. And with Sarah, I just wanted to say that about her that it's very unique because you don't really hear that in metal. I mean, there's a lot of female vocalists out there,
Right.
and she doesn't really have that growl, like the heavy, like the heavy side of that, like
But you guys do,
like
which can
like
complement all of
Ginger and
that.
stuff like that, right?
Right.
But we do, and so it just really, like I said, complements us and vice versa. So
So you know what this reminds
and
me
that's
of? It's like,
what?
do you know the band Ginger?
Yeah, that's what I was just saying.
That's
Like,
what it kind of reminds me of, because Ginger's got this phenomenal melody vocals, clean,
yeah,
but then goes.
and
Yeah.
yeah, and it's different because Sarah's not on the heavy end of that,
Right.
but she has such a good vocal range. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
She was like almost breaking glass in our jam spot because she hits these notes that are
Oh,
only dogs can hear. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like she's just that good.
oh,
We've
that's
got to
so-
watch the mixer because she'll make the mics pop if it's not right. Yeah,
Oh my
it's the mixer's got to be set for her because she goes up really high.
So
It's awesome.
yeah, so we have just a really this time around has been just really it's just been so awesome, and even with the ups, even with the downs, with the Rona and all this, and the lockdowns and shit, it's just it's still been it's okay because in that time we just work harder and we just focus on the music and what we're gonna do next, and like work on our visual, because it's one thing for the songs to play them and everything live, but if you're just standing there not doing anything, then that's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
People come to see a show. They want to see.
They want to see the live show. They want to see what's going on. And I get like sometimes these like it was a band from Australia, Make Them Suffer. You ever heard of them?
What? Oh yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I
So
have.
they came over. I finally got to see them with the band Architects up in Casey, and
Oh, I love
I do
Architects as
too.
well.
I do too. So they came over and they couldn't bring their keyboardist, who happens to be the female, and she does like a little bit of the the backing vocals on some of the stuff, which really adds such a great dynamic to who they are. That it was so different without her. And they couldn't have like their visual on stage and things like this, because they could only bring certain things to get over here.
Right.
So but at the same time they were still phenomenal. So I think in general it's amazing to be able to put on those great amazing shows. But if you can't, still get up there and do you, because your music will still shine through. You know what I mean? But I get what you're saying. Don't just stand there. Like if you have charisma on stage, that's going to show. It's going to show no matter who you are.
Well, people want, like I said, people want to be entertained. That's what we do. We're entertainers, So
Absolutely.
it's one thing playing the music, but you have to, when you come out on stage, and you have to take over, and you have to just dominate, and just own it.
Yeah.
And so, because that hour is yours, and that's your hour to shine.
Right,
There's never
exactly.
going to be another one, so you pour your soul out.
Right, exactly. Yeah, we did the Edge Festival not too long ago, and it was so hot. It was so hot. But we were just at a point where we hadn't played since like March or something. So we were just like, we don't care. We just want to get on stage.
Yeah.
And we had like sound audio pros that was there. It was phenomenal sound. So it was really, really cool to be able to be back on stage like that. And I'm looking forward to playing with you guys on the 19th. So if you guys out there didn't get to hear what's going on September 19th, we're going to be playing with this amazing band, which is Till Death End Us All. We have a couple of other bands that are going to be on the show as well. So if you're in Minden Mines, Missouri, did I say that right?
Yeah, that's
There
right.
There we go.
Yeah.
September 19th or anywhere around that area, definitely
Yep.
come to the show. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be an outdoor show. It's a BYOB. So we're going to have a lot of fun, you guys. So please come on out and enjoy this show. It's going to be awesome.
For sure. Yeah. And
Sure.
and so real quick too on another note, I also real quick wanted to say that we have T-shirts for sale as well.
Awesome.
And actually this isn't here. I'll show you mine real quick because I got mine on. This is just the
I love it.
the one that we got each personally for the band.
Yeah.
But this one is the one we have for sale that
Awesome.
Jason has on.
Awesome.
So
what?
they're $10.
So what if I bought yours off you? Could I do that? No.
Well, that's gonna be that's I don't know. I'll have to think about that.
We just need to make some more.
But
We've got,
yeah, we're so these are the ones that we have for sale. $10, and then it's $5 to ship if we need to ship them out or whatever.
Awesome. How would they get a hold of you if they can't come to the show but they want to purchase a shirt?
So you can just hit us up on Facebook. TillDeathEndUsAll on Facebook.
And it's all one word, just so that they know that.
Yeah, all word, yes.
All one word. So
That's another thing that I wanted to touch on real fast is that because I've been asked the question why is there no spaces in it, and I'm like, because I personally didn't want it that way, because then it becomes a sentence, and I didn't want it that way. Because it is the band name. So, it does run together, but each one is capitalized.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, it stands out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So, and that's just a little,
instead of
visual
being a sentence,
to that.
it is literally one word.
Right.
that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can hit us up on Facebook or whatever, and get at us on there, and we'll get you a shirt if you want. We have smalls to 2X.
Awesome.
Yeah. Two eggs, yeah.
And once these guys have all their Spotify and you guys have a YouTube account already?
Not yet, but we will.
Okay.
We will do all that once we get to that point. Yes.
Okay. And once they have all that, I'll make sure to promote all of that on this and put those links in the description box as well. I will be updating and following these guys as well. They're doing awesome stuff. I'm so looking forward to doing this show with you guys. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we are too, for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, you're ready.
One last question for you before I let you guys go for the day.
Sure.
As a new band, what kind of advice could you give to whether it be a solo artist or somebody wanting to start a new band or things like that, especially in these times? What would you suggest for them?
My suggestion would be to know your instrument and just practice, and really just and you don't even have to practice. You don't have to practice it to master it, because I'm kind of a half-ass guitarist, I guess. So I'm not a shredder. You know what I mean? So I don't shred leads and stuff like that. That's just not what I want to do with it. I wrote all these songs coming from a drumming standpoint, because I'm a drummer, so that's my main instrument. But I really, guitar's my main instrument now. But I mean, I've been playing drums since age 3, so that's what that's where I really get to shine on the drums. But in this situation and with this band, I wanted to do something different. I'm sick of playing drums already.
Yeah,
I
understand.
I've been doing it so long.
I understand. Yeah, because I started playing piano when I was 3. So, I was in my band right previous to this. That's what I did. But I felt like I was behind. I couldn't move. I was behind the piano, so I couldn't move. And I'm way too ADD for all that.
Right.
I had to get it.
And
So I hired somebody to do that.
right. Yeah. And so, being stuck behind the kit, all my life is it was just, I could only get so crazy behind the drums, and so there's just more to me that I need to let out than that, and I couldn't do that behind the kit. So, I'm just loving playing guitar, and just I can definitely say that I've learned a lot from Jason and from everybody in their own ways in the band. So it's been really cool for me too to be able to learn from these guys, and pick up things that I don't know. So
yeah, absolutely. And it's just like for years I've been trying to learn the guitar, but I'm such a baby. It's stupid. Like I'll get on there and my fingers start hurting, and I'm like, can I get Band-Aids? And they'll just look at me like, really, Raven? I'll get some. What is that? Powder puff.
Yeah.
Band-Aid.
Right.
I was like, because that's how baby I feel right now.
Right.
But I'm learning because I know, because as a pianist, I know riffs and I know the scale and things like this. It's a little different on the guitar, but it's very, very similar. So you just have to like transpose, I guess, if you will, because you're So it's just a little different. So I know that, but like going to do it and trying to do what you said, just go all over the guitar. I'm so like extreme. It's stupid. It's like I go from no to, oh my God, she just went over the hill. What just happened? So I'm so extreme. And that's what I'm wanting to do. I'm wanting to just go crazy on the guitar when I've just learned it. And they just kind of look at me like, you've got to practice it, Raven. And I'm like, I am practicing.
Right.
So, but I'll get there. Slowly but surely.
Oh, we're all practicing. Yeah. We've all got to practice. I mean,
right?
So that's my advice. Just practice and get comfortable with your instrument
and if you're in a new band, explore your differences.
Yeah.
Don't argue about your differences. Explore them, and you'll find where you will link up with your other band members.
Yeah, like him and I are really very, very complete end of the spectrum on guitar wise, and I come from more of a metal background. I mean, he's a little bit older than me too, so he has a little bit up on me as far as a couple years. So.
Just a couple.
Yeah, but we really complement each other, just in the style that we.
Both of our styles ran right together. I mean, just unbelievable how great they just ran right in and just started going the same way.
And I wasn't sure at first, but you don't know until you try.
Yeah.
And if you don't try, you'll never know. So that's why I always that's one of my mottos.
Yes, explore your differences.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So and now it's just like, I was like, hey man, show me how you do that. Like, teach me that. Like, show me how to do that or whatever. Because like I just want to learn the stuff that I don't know that he knows, and that's just.
And it takes me a while because of his riffs, because he's got the.
That's it. They're coming for you.
The living room or not.
I guess there's a fire. Hold on.
Yeah, they're going by. Okay.
All right, we're good.
It's not us.
we're safe.
What was I going to say now? They scared me.
But yeah, just
But yeah, it's hard. It's harder for me to learn his riffs because he likes the 5 and 6 count. The stuff and then it'll go back to 3 and it'll go 5 and 6 and it's really groovy and it's hard to catch on, but once we struggle through it and we get it, we got it, and it's great.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Where I'm not like verse chorus,
not standard structure.
Right.
It's
you don't really notice that unless you're like a musician that knows, that knows like timing and knows like time things. Hold on a second.
It's okay now.
Okay, they're gone.
All right, we're good.
Are you sure they're not there?
The poor kid out. Our music is not going to be one of them ones where the kid that's been drinking quite a bit on the front row is going to pretend like he's going to lip sync our songs, because the beats are going to throw it all off. I mean, if you don't know the song, you can't sing it.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Right. No, I get it. Like they're at the beginning, like, because I'm kind of like that too. Like I get the standard 4, whatever. But I was doing like a 7/8 and 2, you know.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
and then, of course, you know, my bassist, he gets it, right? You know, because me and him, we write really well together. But then it was my keyboardist. He was just like, "What are you doing? Stop it!"
Right. Well, and sometimes, you know, they don't get it unless they get it. That's the thing. Like, he didn't understand some of my picking, and basically I transposed my double bass playing to my picking hand, you know, and so, you know, I have a lot of just very genty style, you know what I mean? Just
Yeah,
very
I
like
love Jen. I
very
love Jen.
percussive, and that's just what I love to play. So,
Yeah, I totally get it.
you know, he had a little bit of a tougher time at first, but then I was like, you'll get it. Just let, you know, once you hear it more and know the song and know how, like, know, you know, how it goes and everything like that, then it's easy now because what we've already, you know, obviously overcame that. But
Yeah, yeah. Have you found too that for me, it's I love to be challenged, especially in music. I think
Right.
that's where I'm at now with Waking the Sleeper, because before it was nothing but like deathcore vocals, right? But it was the keyboardist who got me doing melody. He's like, you know, you need to expand upon that. He's like, Raven, that world needs to hear that other side of you. And I'm glad he did, and I'm glad that I did push forward and do it, because, you know, it's just difficult. I think a lot of times when you come from that deathcore side, it's almost like if you do melody, then all of a sudden people are they gonna like it? Are they gonna be like, oh my gosh, she's not hardcore anymore? You know, just things like that. I think they kind of go through your head.
And that's right, and that's actually where we're at right now because we're, you know, brand new with this lineup, and so I come from a deathcore background, and I love, like, Whitechapel is like my favorite band. So, you know, so it's exactly that what you said. It's like, you know, it's not about, well, for us, it's not about if they're gonna like it or not. It's just kind of like, do we like it or not? You know,
yeah,
I mean,
it is kind of confusing at first.
I write as a on-stage persona when I write. So when I write a riff, like, I picture in my head of being on stage and slamming and having everybody just slamming with me, you know,
I
and
totally get that. I'm the same way.
and that's how I write and how I get these grooves across, and it really shows, you know. I mean, because rather people say that, you know, well, you got to play for yourself first, you know, and it's like, I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I do to a point. You have to be happy, of course,
right.
But you also have to, your fans are what's going to pay you, you know? I mean, they're the ones that are going to buy your merch and all that, so you have to write for them. That's just the way, I feel that's just the way it is. I mean, and the way it should be, because you have to please the fans. I mean, no, you're not going to please everybody, but,
yeah, they'll love it.
But, yeah, but I mean, you still wonder, you know, like, we're still kind of, like, not sure. I mean, we're not sure about Sarah. It's just this is brand new to all of us as well, like the style.
This is a whole new monster.
A whole new monster, yeah. And you know, and I think the biggest thing too is, like, you already know as musicians that, okay, so we're going to be playing this show, we're going to do this, and then you're going to find out like 5 or 6 or 7 or 10 or 20 shows down the road that there was another better way to do it, and then you change it. And then you go, we should have done that the whole time. You know, it happens to us too, you know. Like what you get on the CD, there's some songs where there's like some extra chords added in, or maybe a swell on the guitar that just really sounded great at that one part. Wish we could have done it in the recording studio. Wish we'd have thought about it. Just didn't happen. You know, so sometimes the live performances can be more grandeur, if you will, than what's actually on the CD.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, you will find a lot of stuff at the live performances that you don't hear on the CDs. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
Because that's when we get to cut loose and pour it out, you know, without anything binding us down.
Right.
So.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. Well, you guys, the time is up. I appreciate both of you and all three of you. I know he had to go get his kids. And the whole band. I'm really looking excited to our show together on the 19th of September. Just so if everybody is catching the end of this interview, it is at Minden Mines, Missouri on September 19th. Come out. It's an outside show. It's BOIOB. It's going to be an awesome time. And if you've been locked up, this is your time to come out and have a good time. So thank you, boys. Thank you so much for joining the show. And I know that it's going to be an amazing time, and I look forward to these songs, put them into
Absolutely, and thank you for having us. That really means the world to us. And,
Yes,
I mean, that's very awesome, and we will be in touch for sure. And I will definitely get you that flyer shortly here.
All right, sounds great. All right, guys, will you take care, and I will see you very soon.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right, bye, guys.
All right, bye.
All right, bye.
All right, there you go, guys. There you go. Go to their Facebook page, go to their YouTube. Make sure you like and subscribe to everything they've got out there. I know they're trying to get everything put together because they are a pretty new band. So again, their name is TillDeathEndUsAll, all one word. So they're an amazing band. So we're looking forward to playing with them on the 19th of September in Minden Mines, Missouri. It's going to be a pretty long trip, but it's going to be worth it, and it's going to be an outside show. So I hope you guys enjoyed another episode of Quote the Raven. You guys have an amazing day, and I will see you very soon. Bye-bye.